it. Then he had the transliteration at the bottom. And then I asked him later, I said, "Do you
Hello, Rabbi.
Hi, morning.
My name is Sean Goodrum, and this is my daughter, Sydney.
Yeah, you guys were here last time.
We were here a couple weeks ago, correct. I hope you don't mind that we joined your service.
Love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Sure.
We
Years
didn't come
ago-
last time because my birthday was last week.
Oh, really? Happy birthday. That's awesome.
Years
How
ago.
old?
Hey, Shabbat Shalom.
How
How
old?
old are you?
Oh, I'm 14 years old now.
14. Nice.
Mhm.
Awesome.
So years ago, Rabbi Silvers converted my wife,
Oh my gosh.
and we were married with Rabbi Silvers. And Sydney had her baby naming here 12 years ago.
That's amazing.
So I want to kind of get us back into things.
Awesome.
If you will.
So, you know what? I'd love it if we found the time to chat. I'd say,
Like that.
like send me an email and let's come to my office. Let's catch up. Let's talk.
I'd like that.
Let's find a way to reconnect.
Good.
So my email is really easy. You ready?
Okay.
You don't have to write it down. I'm Rabbi Keller at CBI Boca.
Easy enough.
.org.
Got it.
That's it. Rabbi Keller at CBIBoca.org.
Very good.
Okay, so send me an email, and I'd love to find some time to chat. Come to my
Great.
office. We'll reconnect. We'll make sure that you find some ways for us to hang out.
Good.
Amazing.
I'd like that. Yeah. I looked in the membership. We were kind of synagogue shopping also. So we went to Boca Raton Synagogue. I forget what it is.
Okay.
They're also a Reformed
Oh,
synagogue.
to Bethel?
Bethel, I think.
Bethel, yeah.
That's right. That's right. And Sydney liked our time here. So
All right, cool.
yeah, we're gonna
Good.
keep
I
testing these
would
waters.
love it. It would be awesome to chat
I
with you.
just read.
What's that?
I just read.
She liked reading the Torah.
Oh,
study.
cool. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll do that again. We're going to study today. It'll be awesome. It'll be really cool.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
And
Thank
if
you.
you come hang out, we have all kinds of youth stuff that's going on. Youth groups.
Yeah, because honestly, very cool. But yeah.
Not here, but our youth group stuff is very, very. We have like actually a woman. Her name is Annie, and her job is literally just to do youth stuff. So that's all she does, and it's youth group stuff from pre-K all the way to 12th grade.
Okay.
So we do all the youth stuff, all kinds of programs, and all kinds of.
Is there like a lot of like 13-year-olds?
Yes, there are a lot of 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, all over the place.
Good.
Yeah, a ton, actually, a ton.
All right.
We'll talk
Well,
all
I have
about
nothing better.
it. Great, you might as well hang out, yeah.
We're doing dad-daughter reconnect here.
I love it, I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I'm digging it, it's so nice to have you guys.
Thank you.
It's nice
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you.
us.
So yeah, send me that email, we'll make the connection.
I will, Rabbi. Thank you very much.
Cool,
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. All right. Let's sit back here where I messed up. I know. Next time.
The prayer book is that was
Hey guys, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom,
Welcome.
everyone.
Nice to see you. Ooh, the sound is working.
Nice
huh?
to see you.
Woo!
Woo!
That's some loud
That's,
sound.
that's a hot mic right
On
there.
fire.
It's a hot mic. Yes.
That's
It's a hot mic. We gave her a brand new battery.
Woo!
That's
Fired
it.
up.
Fired up. Hope you had a nice Shabbat. If you were able to attend Disney Shabbat, it was quite fun. If you were not able to attend, you can still watch it. And also, yes, if you do not know, the Heat won. So that is very important to mention on Shabbat morning.
And so did the Panthers, right?
I know, and the Panthers.
It's a Florida
So, yes, very important on Shabbat morning. But yes, very good. 170, friends, 170.
Modani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam שהחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה, בחמלה, רבה אמונתך, מודה נא לפנייך, מלך חי וקיים, שהחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה, בחמלה, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך.
Nisim B'chol, our daily blessings and miracles. 175 is where we continue now. 175.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasachvi v'naha lahavchin bein yom uvein laila.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokaretz al hamayim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin metzadei gaver.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir sheina me'enai utnuma me'afapai.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani b'tzelem Elohim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat chori.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani Yisrael.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Sukkot Zimra, our daily section of Psalms 183.
Baruch Shema v'haya haolam.
Baruch Hu.
Baruch Oseh v'reshit.
Baruch Omer ve'oseh.
Baruch Gozer u'mkayim.
Baruch merachem al haaretz.
Baruch merachem al habriot.
Baruch meshalem sachar tov l're'am.
Baruch chai la'ad v'kayim la'netzach.
Baruch podeh matzil. Baruch shemo.
With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe, one God, life of the universe, praised and glorious ruler. Your name is eternal. Baruch atah Adonai, melech mehulal b'tishbachot.
Our favorite, when Robin's here, it's pretty awesome. Top of page 185, little Ashrei.
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha,
Oye halelucha selah. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Oye halelucha selah.
Ashrei,
Ashrei,
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Ashrei,
Ashrei,
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha.
Oye halelucha selah.
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha.
Oye halelucha selah. It's festive.
Yes,
It's very nice.
I like it.
It's happy.
That means happy. It's
happy.
It's happy. Be happy.
We'll continue with Shochen Ad in the middle of page 192.
Shochen ad maharom v'kadosh shemo v'chatu raninu tzadikim badonai l'sharim nevat tehillah b'fi sharim titalal u'v'divrei tzadikim titbarach u'v'elshon chasidim titromam u'v'kerev kedoshim tikadash ובמחלות רבבות עמך בית ישראל ברינה יתפאר שמך מלכנו בכל דור ודור נשתבח שמך לעד מלכנו האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול בתשבחות אל ההודעות אדון הנפלאות הבוחר בשירי זמרה מלך אלכי העולמים
194.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
אמן.
ויעלמד יברך חירותי וימלך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון וחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשו בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן.
Continue with the Baruch Hu 195. Together we stand.
La 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or v'choshech oseh shalom uvoreh et hakol. Please be seated. We continue on page 199. 199 in that indented section in that paragraph. Let's read that together. We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we will turn to you and find purpose. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael, be'ahava. 200.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevon Malchuto Leolam Vaed
201.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
202.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. מי כמוך, page 204.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נטהר בקודש, נורא תהילות הוסף אלך, נורא תהילות הוסף אלך. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נטהר בקודש, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ובטחנו ממך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
205. We continue with the Amidah.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot Va'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני
Continue with the Kedusha 208.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר אדירנו, אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We take some time now for our own silent prayers, thoughts, meditations, and or going through the remainder of the Amidah, beginning here on page 210, concluding on page 219. When you're finished, please be seated.
Ose shalom bimromav hu yahaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav hu yahaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav hu yahaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav hu yahaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'yimeru amen.
We continue with Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for reading the Torah, which can be found on page 244.
Ein kamocha ve'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch leolam vahed. Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
Please stand.
Av harachamim heitiva vertzoncha et Zion. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki becha levad batachnu, melech el ram v'nisa
Adon Olamim. 246.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlul Adonai iti, uneromema Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula, v'hagevura, v'hatiferet, v'hanetzach, v'hahod. Kicho b'shamayim uvaret, Kicho b'shamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, v'hamid nahaseh lechol erosh. Torah ora, Torah ora, hallelujah. Torah ora, Torah ora, hallelujah, hallelujah. Torah ora, Torah ora, hallelujah. Torah ora, Torah ora, hallelujah.
Please be seated. People in here. We are in the, it's actually, since it's a double portion, we're at the end of the book of Leviticus, but we are going to do Behar and not Bechukotai. So Behar is Leviticus 25. Leviticus 25. Leviticus 25. Leviticus 25. Anyone in here? Hello? Leviticus 25. I don't know if there's anyone in there. I didn't ask the page. I'm just telling you the verse. I'm just telling you the chapter. Yeah, sure. Anyone do the Aliyah this morning? Anyone Aliyah feel compelled for the Aliyah this morning? Yeah? No? Yeah? Yeah? Two of you come up. Do you want to come up? You come up. All right, great. Marsha's going to do it.
What's your name? Malka?
Malka, there's a Reuven in there? There's a Reuven in there. Is there a Reuven in there? Do you remember? Malka, right? Bat. David, it was David. It's not.
Well, that's easy. We'll remember next time.
Yeah. Ta'amod Malka bat David. Torah. Torah blessings are on 250, by the way, if you want. Torah blessings are on 250. Go ahead.
Okay. Baruch hu et Adonai habarach.
Baruch Adonai barach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai habarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim. Natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Oten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe Behar Sinai lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amata aleihem ki tavohu el haaretz asher ani noten lachem v'shivta haaretz Shabbat ladonai. Sheshinam tizra sadecha, vasheshanim tizmor karmecha, ve'asavta et tevuota, uvashana hashvi'it, Shabbat Shabbaton yeh la'aretz, Shabbat ladonai, sadcha lo tizra, v'charmacha lo tizmor, chazak chazak v'yitchazek.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'Eloheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Amen. Yesher koach. Yesher koach.
Thank you. My God.
We'll have Neil do double duty and stay up here for Hagba. Anyone want to do Glila? Or are you doing Glila? You're the Glila. Who's the Hagba? I don't know. Someone. Who wants to? Do you want to come up? Who are the usual suspects? We're going to raise and dress the Torah. You're going to come on? All right, Susie, come on up. 252 is where we continue. 252, and together we stand. What's that? What's that? Oh, yeah.
Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai
Maybe next time.
v'yad Moshe.
Moshe. All right.
You are the best.
Torah, Torah, Torah,
Sorry, got
Torah,
distracted.
Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Torah. I got it.
Tziva lanu Moshe.
Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe.
Torah, Torah,
Torah,
Torah,
Torah,
Torah, Torah,
Torah,
Torah,
Torah.
Torah, Tiva lanu Moshe.
Torah,
Torah, Torah, Torah, Torah, Torah, Torah, Torah, Tiva lanu Moshe. That's it. You get 2 times. If you can't do it by then.
It's good. Just like this. Unwrap itself. There we go. Good. All right. Then there's no yad for here. It's an unattached yad. All right. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good job, everyone. Yishakach, everyone. Thank you very much. 6.5. Shkach, everyone. Is there anyone who's in there? Who is that? Is that a phone number? That's a phone number that makes me nervous. Is right? That's a phone number? Yeah, will you just keep on a lookout for them? We'll let them in, but just keep on the lookout. I don't know who they are. Oh, and they left, I think. Never mind. Maybe they were impatient. Okay. We are in Behar. Like I said, it is a double portion, but it is the end of Leviticus. So next week we are going into the book of Numbers, which is crazy, which is close to Deuteronomy, which is close to... No, shush, you can't say that word yet. It's too early for Rosh Hashanah. You can't say Rosh Hashanah until like late July. You're not allowed to say Rosh Hashanah until, you're not allowed to say those words until late July. You can't do it. No, can't do it. No, can't do it. All right, so we're on Behar. This is my wife's favorite Torah portion in the Torah. It's the one that she became a bat mitzvah, so that's why. So this is her favorite. So shout out. Lisa's not watching. She's probably asleep still. But yes. Okay, so let's look a little at Behar. Behar is really interesting, actually. It could be on the surface not so thrilling, actually, but it's a lot of cool little nuances in Behar. What does Behar mean? Do we know? On the mountain, referring to which mountain you think probably? Sinai. Good. Okay. Good. So probably from words from Sinai. Someone coming in? All right. Good. Okay. Great. All right. Let's do our blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Okay. Here we go. 25:1.
The Eternal One spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai. Speak to the Israelite people and say to them, when you enter the land that I assign to you, the land shall observe a Sabbath of the Eternal. 6 years you may sow your field, and 6 years you may prune your vineyard and gather in the yield. But in the 7th year the land shall have a Sabbath of complete rest, a Sabbath of the Eternal. You shall not sow your field or prune your vineyard. You shall not reap the aftergrowth of your harvest or gather the grapes of your untrimmed vines. It shall be a year of complete rest for the land. But you may eat whatever the land during its Sabbath will produce, you, your male and female slaves, the hired and bound laborers who live with you, and your cattle and the beasts in your land may eat all its yield.
Okay, thank you. So what do we have so far? What do we know about Behar so far? Anything particularly intriguing? Yeah? What's intriguing so far about Behar? Yeah, go ahead, yeah. Okay, great. So there's going to be land, Right? Don't forget the Israelites we're still in Leviticus, so the Israelites are literally nowhere. They're just camped. But God's saying this, you're going to have land, and when you have land, there are ways for you to take care of this land. And they're very specific ways to do it. And by the way, Behar is just like a lot of situations where we don't live a Torah life, right? We live a rabbinic life. This is the groundwork that will set forward for many conversations about exactly how to take care of the land, which, by the way, Israel follows to the letter still today. So these are the basis, and then it develops and develops and changes and grows and grows and grows rabbinically. But great. So we have the layout of the structure, how we care for the land. Yeah? All right, so in that, within taking care of the land, there's something about Shabbat, right? There's like Shabbat in the land connection, which is kind of odd, right? Because if we think of Shabbat for ourselves, Shabbat is for really who? People, it's for us, right? So now we have this land component, which is an interesting piece, which goes into how we take care of the land. Yeah? Okay. Because it's going to work for itself. It's going to grow anyway, the land. Yeah. Right. Yes. Nice. It's a great exercise in humility also, because it reminds us that, and we're reminded of this, by the way, throughout any Torah portion that talks about produce or agriculture or the land in any way is going to remind us at some point that this is not yours. You didn't make the seed. You didn't make the land. You're not making it rain. You think, because you're cultivating it and you're sweating and you're plowing, that you think that when the fruit is produced, you think, I did this, I made this orchard, and it's a nice reminder to say, no, you didn't. You maybe put it together and you worked it, but ultimately you did not make the land, you did not make the soil, you didn't make the seed, you didn't make the rain, you didn't make any of that stuff. It's God, and if you don't remember that, then you're in trouble. So, nice. Okay. And the sunshine, right? We're not controlled. We have no control. We could buy the perfect seeds, get the perfect tilling tools, get the most fertile land. We could prepare everything perfectly. If it doesn't rain, we got nothing, right? And if there's too much rain, it's damaging. If there's too much sun, it's damaging. We need the perfect amount of rain and sun. Otherwise, we're subject to nature, which is godliness. Right, exactly. It's balanced, except we have to figure out how to work it. Yeah.
So all this time we were talking about the tent of meeting and everything. We're going back to Sinai? I mean, going back to what?
Right, so nice. So up until now, in the book of Leviticus, we're talking about the tent of meeting and the procedures for sacrifice and what kind of sacrifice and when you do them and the ordination of the priests and the whole shebang. Why are we back to Sinai suddenly? Why are we talking about grapes? Right? Why? Why do you think we're talking about Sinai and grapes suddenly? Not so sudden, but what? Yes, it's a nice review, and it's also a nice recap for us to bring us to a close for the book, because if you read the history on these books, if you believe they're not directly from God and there's some kind of a documentary hypothesis, then you'll feel the difference between the fact that when we get to the next book, when we get to Numbers, the Israelites are moving suddenly. So this is like the last bit of information before they pack up camp and leave. So when you go into the land, which you're not going to have still, these are the ground rules for you to take care of this land. And it's a reminder of Shabbat too. So, all right, so it says, God spoke to Moses, speak to the Israelite people. Remember the last few weeks, it's been confusing who's getting talked to. Everyone, some people, just the priests, just the thing. This is everyone. When you enter the land that I'm going to assign you, that means God's saying, I'm giving you land. The land shall observe a Sabbath. So 6 years you can plow, right, and prune and all that stuff. But in the 7th year, it's going to have a rest. So it makes sense. What else? What else works for 7 and then breaks for 1 on the 7th? Everyone, right? So this is Shabbat. So it's also the balance of Shabbat that it's the same for us. We get to work 6 days, but on the 7th day, we're supposed to have, and it says, look in verse 4, it says, but in the 7th year, the land shall have a Shabbat of complete rest, a Shabbat of God. You shall not sow your field or prune your vineyards. So it is completely Shabbat for your land too. Why? Oh yeah, yes? Right. What are you supposed to do in the 7th year? Rest. Exactly. It could be crazy. It could be also very detrimental, because if your whole livelihood is based on your one field, then what do? You don't starve, yes. You think like forward thinking like other texts do, and you can't eat off the land. Correct. But you can't make any money though. Right? So if I'm a farmer, and now my one field has to lay fallow, I can eat, so my family is surviving, but I can't sell anything to you. I can't sell anything to my neighbor. So what do I do now? So I could also work my other fields, right? It doesn't say all your fields. And also, this is what Israel does, by the way. Even if you have one tiny field, let's pretend that the field looks like this. Right? They cut it into 4s, and now this is resting, but these 3 are working. Then I keep rotating, and I rotate, and so that way, over the period of time, I'm still keeping the order like I'm supposed to, and I'm keeping with what the Torah says, and the Mishnah says, and the Talmud says, but I can now make money off the other ones. There's another explanation which is less happy, but I'll tell you that one in a minute. Yes? Right. Exactly. This is common crop rotation. Absolutely. Because it just, you said it, just like a rest for everyone, when you come back from that rest, you naturally feel better. You naturally do. So does the land, so do all the nutrients, so does all the stuff in there. That's exactly. The other, by the way, option is if you don't do the rotation, which is is that you sell your land for a year to a non-Jew, because non-Jews don't have to abide by these rules. So some people do it that way. If you don't want to deal with the crop rotation, you can work the land over and over and over again and sell your land to someone not Jewish in a contract for 1 year. Not as pretty as the crop rotation, but it works because you bypass the system. It doesn't work for the field. It works for your profit margin, though, and it works for your pocket. So, yeah, well, so it's interesting because it's a terrible term, but the Shabbos Goy is an awful term. But yes, I mean that's why a lot of people in certain situations have someone not Jewish to be able to quote do the work for them. And by the way, you're not allowed to ask. That's why it's a contractual thing. You can't. This is why if you keep the Sabbath, you can't ask someone to break it for you if they're not Jewish. You can't be like, hey, because that's really you initiating the request, right? So it has to be like a natural. Oh, may I do this for you? Oh, yes, thank you. Right? You can't ask. You can't ask someone to do it. Yes.
No, I think that answered my question. I have my ex-husband's Orthodox family. When I go visit them on Shabbat, they can't buzz me in. They have this gate with a buzz.
Yeah.
But they have a home health aide, and if she knows in advance,
Yeah.
she can buzz me in.
Correct.
That was my question.
Right. They can't say buzz Susie in, because that's them knowing that they're buzzing you in, right? That they're consciously, exactly. So by the way, if you visit Israel, most because Israel takes care of its power plant very, very well because it doesn't have much, so it's very smart about its energy use. And so if you go even into the nicest buildings in Israel, if you go into our apartment buildings here, the interior, not apartment buildings that have like outdoor apartments, but if you have an apartment building that has indoor apartments, clearly the hallways are lit. So all the time, right? Day and night, no matter what time you walk out of your apartment, it's lit. In Israel, by the way, there are all over each floor, there are buttons or sensors that are censored for movement. So when there's no one in the hallways, the lights go out, so it saves energy, and then the lights go on. And so, right? And so in the older apartments, there were buttons you had to press in the hallways, and when you pressed the button, the whole hallway lit up for about 30 seconds, and then it went out. But if you are thinking you want to turn the light on, you're not allowed to do it. So for years, climbing the stairs on Shabbat, which I did to visit family who didn't have the automatic lighting, the non-Jews in the building, literally around the time of Shabbat ending on Fridays and Saturdays, would stand in the hallways and just press the button for about 35 or 45 minutes around the time that the Shabbat was ending, so that the hallways were lit, because otherwise the internal hallways were totally dark. You had to walk up the stairs in the dark. And you couldn't say, please turn on the lights, because that's you requesting for the lights to turn on. So it's a whole little dance around, it's a dance to maneuver around these laws. So one can say it's pretty, and one can say it's sneaky. You get to pick, yeah. Right, so Ben's Deli, for instance, sells its, it has a contract that it sells its business from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown to a non-Jewish partner, which is why you can go to Ben's Deli on Shabbat, and it's still, for some people, for this person in particular, a kosher deli. So that's why I'll eat at Ben's. But someone who's ultra-Orthodox won't eat at Ben's. It's a contract to say, I would like to, you don't have to say Shabbat, I would like to have you a partial partner in the business, and I would like for you to own it from Fridays at this time to Saturdays at this point. And you get it, right? You just don't say it, and then contractually it's done. I don't have to talk to you every week about it, because my contract says you own it for 30 hours or whatever, you own it, and then you don't own it. So you get around all these little loopholes that are, again, interesting and brilliant, or frustrating and annoying. So, yes. Back to the farmer, yes. What do you mean? Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. So it's a great question, and I don't know the intricacies of how the agricultural system maintains these levels of teaching, but I'll tell you that it does for sure. Because I'll also tell you that there are labels. So when you go to particularly, this is the only place, by the way, you can go to the grocery store in Israel, like you can here, and buy your vegetables and fruits, but you shouldn't ever. You should go to the outdoor markets, because the outdoor markets have the best fruits and vegetables ever. Those are the best. So when you go to the outdoor markets, particularly, there's signage in Israel. There's signage that says that this fruit has fallen under all the rules and regulations that they're supposed to, and there's a section of fruit that says that they're not. So if you're okay to buy the fruit and vegetables that aren't falling under all these guidelines, you're free to buy them. But someone who's more traditional is not going to buy or touch those fruits to take them home, because they didn't go through the cycle that they're supposed to. And so I'm not sure the intricacies of how deeply that goes, the fertilizers and chemicals and technology that's messing with it now. I don't know how far that can go to keep it kosher. That part I don't know. But I do know that literally you can go to the marketplace and the sign will say, these fruits are kosher and these fruits are unkosher, even though it's odd because fruit is fruit. But it's about how it's taken care of, and it all comes from this. It all comes from how you do it. You can literally walk around. And the term for the year is called Shemitah. Shemitah is the word that's the 1 year that you're off. And it literally says, during the Shemitah year or the year following, it'll say in the markets, this fell under the Shemitah year. Like, we abided by the law. So if you're more traditional, you can get the apples and your cucumbers from the right vendor if you want to. Or the guy who's next door is like, I didn't do it. I didn't care about it. I just did the fruit. And then you're like, okay. And probably, by the way, which one's a little more expensive? The kosher one. So you can also be like, yes, I'm dealing with the Shemitah one, but I'm going to pay a couple extra shekels for it because it went through the cycle, and that farmer had to do a lot more work in preparation to make sure that it was going to be kosher, as opposed to the other farmer who was like, I don't care about the year off. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yes, the answer is yes. I don't know what it's called, but yes, for sure. Yeah, that all of the kosher restaurants and all that stuff is under the guise of. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there is someone who's supervising the systems in which the vegetables are cycled, that have to be turned in through documentation and a bunch of other stuff. So much money. Yeah. So much money, and you have to live by whatever they say. So unfortunately, also for kosher meat that's here, by the way, I only eat kosher meat, but I have to trust that it went through the right system to be kosher, and there's a symbol on the thing that tells me it's kosher, but I don't know what was behind there. And it's about 20 years now. 20 years ago, there were lots of shady stuff going on, that organizations were going to these Orthodox, that restaurants and farms were going to these Orthodox people and saying, look, let's all save some time. I'll pay you the money. You don't have to come look at the situation at my place and just put the hechsher, put the symbol on my thing. It was happening for a long time. So happening for a long, long time, and you just have to trust the people who are looking at it are trustworthy in doing what they're supposed to, because I don't know. I can't tell if it's kosher or not. I'm just trusting you that you're telling me that it is. Yeah. Oh, without having it actually kosher for Passover. Yeah. Yeah. Right. You have to just trust that the label is the label, is what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah. There's a concept called building a fence around the Torah. So, right, so you build a fence around the Torah, and then we live in modernity, and we try and we maneuver. Now, there's a very big difference, particularly for us, for the Reform movement, right? There's letter of the law and there's spirit of the law, right? So for someone who is more traditional, they might be a little less spirit of the law. They're just letter of the law. My favorite example are Bacos. Have you ever had Bacos before for your salad? Right? So if you ever had Bacos before, they're kosher. So they're soy. Like Bacos taste like bacon, they smell like bacon, they make your salad have bacon on it, and literally on the bottom corner it says OU, the Orthodox Union, puts their stamp on it. Clearly, you're attempting to eat the bacon, but it's letter of the law, and so if I'm keeping kosher, I can sprinkle the whole container of Bacos on my thing, layer that thing with Bacos with dairy dressing on it, and enjoy my salad without feeling any issue whatsoever, because I have fulfilled the law to the letter. I haven't broken a single kosher law. But do I know that I'm attempting to make my salad take a smell and taste a little like bacon? Sure. Not only is it OU, it's so weird, it's OU dairy. So it is so odd. Ugh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's OU dairy. Last time I checked, I haven't had Bacos in 1,000 years, but it's whatever. Yes. Where do you buy it? Bacos? At Publix. Yeah, you buy it at Publix. You can buy it in the aisle, whatever aisle it is, with the salad dressing aisle, with the croutons and the stuff. It's there. Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. That's. Maybe it was. Maybe they found kosher bacon. Well, yeah, there are a lot of pigs. There's a lot of pig farms in Israel. But you know all the pig farms in Israel, by the way, as a side note, don't touch the land. Do you know if you're a pig farmer in Israel, the entire farm is built on a platform. Yeah, so no pigs touch the ground in Israel, even if you're a pig farmer. Does hit the ground, exactly, but their feet don't. Yeah, fascinating. There are a lot of pig farmers in Israel, actually, a ton of them. What do they do with them? They sell them. I mean, they sell the pigs, they slaughter them, and they sell them. It's money. It's just money, but yeah. 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 Right. Correct. But it is the height of unkosher, if you will. It is the right. We don't eat horses. That's true. We don't eat horses. That's true. So yeah. I don't eat horses. Just I want to put it out there, just as a statement, just so that we're clear. If there was a misunderstanding, I don't eat horses. So I've had a hamburger before, but only kosher, so there can't be horses. Yeah, well, if you're Reform, it's very different. You have informed choices, right? So the Reform movement is supposed to look at all the stuff and then make informed choices about whatever you want to do. So that's correct. It's for the individual to make the decision, of course. But you're supposed to know it. That's the whole thing about the Reform movement. You're supposed to make informed choice, like know all the options, know where it comes from, and then make a decision about it for yourself. No one's going to tell you what to do or not to do. So. The sounding of the horn. So we're going to get there because I only have 4 minutes with you, and then I have to go to do the bat mitzvah. So yeah.
So it says that not only can you eat from whatever is around the field,
yes,
but your hired laborers and your cattle, and so everybody's taken care of.
Yeah, everyone's fed. You're not going to starve. You just can't make money off the field. So, but whatever the yield the field, thank you, produces, I planned that all day yesterday. You can eat for your survival. You just can't sell it. You can't make money off of it. You can't profit off of it. So, all right, for the sake of time, let's just move on for a minute because I only have 3 of them left now. I have to do the mitzvah. So if you look at verse 8, it says, you shall count off 7 weeks of years, 7 times 7 years. So the period of 7 years gives you a total of 49 years. And that's how you get to the Jubilee. So the Jubilee year is that 50th year. And so you count the 7 times 7, which my math level is 49. Woo! And so you get to 49. You get to 49 years, and then that 50th year is the Jubilee year, which, by the way, I was there for Israel 50, which was amazing, because now this was Israel 75. So I was there for Israel 50, and it's a year-long celebration, which is incredible and a really, really awesome, fun, super cool festival. And it also talks about this idea of counting all these months, and look on verse 9, it says, then you shall sound the horn loud in the 7th month, on the 7th day of the month. the Day of Atonement, you shall have the horn sounded throughout your land. What horn is that? The shofar, exactly. So when should the system start, they're saying? When should you kick in these counting cycles? Well, on the beginning of on the 50th year, right? But on what's the demarcation of that start? How do you celebrate this? Like, what's the like official start of it? It says it right here. Yom Kippur, Yom Kippur. Why Yom Kippur? The Day of Atonement. So everything and everyone is getting like the start button, right? Everyone gets the refresh. Everyone gets the reboot. So the whole system gets the reboot. The land gets the reboot. You get the reboot. Everyone gets the reboot, and so that's why it's done. That's why the shofar is there. That's why it's all connected to Yom Kippur. This whole idea of this reboot that we get to have. Last thing I just want to mention before I have to run, I'm sorry, is if you go to verse 10, it says, and you shall hallow the 50th year, you shall proclaim lease throughout the land for all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you. Each of you shall return to its holdings, and each one of you shall return to the family. So that line, by the way, 25:10, you shall proclaim liberty throughout the land for all its inhabitants, is on the Liberty Bell. Exactly, on the Liberty Bell, right from this week's Torah portion. So, ta-da, Liberty Bell.
Now, what's the thing about if you bought land, you have to return it, and all your bonded slaves or servants?
Yeah, so as the time developed and as we developed the concepts, there were all the releases were set in these 50-year windows. So your leases were the 49/50-year windows. The whatever the slave, different than the slave that we can think of, right? The more of the indentured slave was with you in that period. So it was like the reevaluative window that worked for all these different pieces of laws. Also had to fill in that window for that 49. That's when leases were. You know how some leases are longer and shorter. So in those, as we developed business-wise, also that the leasing periods were also, or the renting periods were also in the 49-year marks.
So it started when Medina Israel was.
Essentially, yeah. It's all starts then, yeah, because everyone keeps that concept. So I'm sorry I'm dashing, but I'm going to run. Yeah, last comment. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you. This one? Oh, this one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Before I run. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Thank you. I should tie my shoelace. I did. Thank you. All right. If you're on the live stream people, I'm turning off the live stream. Live stream, hi. You can go to Zoom, though. The Zoom is still on, so come on down.